Hello, Orville Nation. How are you guys? Hello, Louise. Hello, Fordian. Hello, Adega. Hello, Ben. Hello, everybody who's in here, guys. Thanks for joining us. We got something really special. You guys all know the creator of the Immortal Mask, Dinale. Hello, Dinale. How are you?
I'm doing great considering everything that's going on around us.
I know, right? Everything that's
Yeah.
going on. How are you holding out with all this that's going on?
Well, so far, I mean, it's been pretty good. I mean, in my location, they have did the curfew for 9 o'clock, and now they're deciding to whether we have to wear a mandatory mask when we leave the home now. But otherwise, I still have my health, and I'm still with my family. So
Oh,
that's the
good.
important part.
That's the important part.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Um, now, let me make sure I just put this out. And so everybody, so we've all seen Denali's initial presentation about the Immortal Mask. But so we're gonna be listening to a little bit of an update, and and I'm really excited because we're gonna have a new some new material to show. We have a new trailer to show, and where are you guys in the whole process, Denali?
Well,
Of
right now we're still working on the layouts. We are looking for 48 to 64 pages right now. Um, we're still coloring. And that's still in the process. Um, and we are working on the some technicality on the board game that behind the scenes kind of boring stuff, but that's in process. George is actually working on a longer trailer that we'll be debuting later on, and then in 2 weeks we'll be debuting the first page, a page of the Immortal Mask to show what the interior looks like as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
Hmm.
So George Peter Gatsis, who we all know, he is doing the marketing for your and doing the next trailer, and he did the trailer that we're going to see tonight too.
Correct. He did the trailer that we're seeing tonight, and he's also working on the figurines.
Okay.
And I'm actually I was about to show off the figurine, and he said, "Not yet. It's not ready. We're still working on it." But the point where it is, it's amazing, and I can't wait to show off the figurines. The moment you see it, the moment you're like saying you got to start selling it. That's how awesome it looks.
Wow. So we're going to be able to get ourselves a well. Actually, is it an action figure or it's a figurine or is it
It's a figurine. It's a 12-inch figurine.
12-inch? Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
Yeah. So, and it's highly detailed, highly. So, I like I said, I was about to send that those pictures to you, PJ, and he said no, it's not ready. So,
Oh, okay.
we gotta we gotta hold back, in my so. But I am excited. So the moment it's those figurines are ready to show off, that's also in the works. So
Okay, okay.
yeah. And what's great about how I have the production team structure, even though we're all working at home, it's not being impeded. So we're still able to continue on with doing the job. And that's something I'm happy about as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, Fordian says ace. um, so now, where did you first? Let me just put up. Obviously, that's your avatar is the immortal mask, but I'm going to put up a few other images.
Sure.
Um, where did you? So, where did this whole thing? Tell us again where this whole idea began. Where did it? Tell us when this was in its embryonic form and how did it come to be?
So the embryonic form was way back. as a radio play for as an homage to the old serials like The Shadows, Doc Savage, the Superman radio plays.
Yeah.
And we started out with that, and then I retooled everything, stripped it down, figured out what I wanted, what to keep, what to maintain, and rebuilt it back up into the Immortal Mask, maintaining the spirit of the 1930s drama and radio plays of those time, but with the sensibility of contemporary sensibility, which is what
Yeah.
I've grown up with. So basically distilled everything of the best story techniques and everything to put into the Immortal Mask. So what you kind of see the Immortal Mask is basically 100 years worth of story diluted to the essence, and then built back up into this recognizable form that we're slowly doling out. So
Okay.
and
It does. It definitely has that. It definitely has that old. Yeah, I don't know if it's 30s or what it is, but definitely has that old school feel to it. Like, yeah, like what you're talking about.
right. And part of that distillation, I was looking, a lot of creators these days. I'm looking at Jack Kirby or Steve Ditko or Stan Lee for writing. And I
Yeah.
said, no, well, I'm going even further back. I'm looking at Alex Raymond, Wally Wood, artists of those times, before Marvel came
Do you
up.
want to describe who like who those artists are, or what are they known for?
Sure. So for Alex Raymond, his two famous work is Flash Gordon. He actually created Flash Gordon, and he had to kind of sell that off to the publisher before he had to go to World War II, and then
Oh, wow.
came back and made another famous comic strip, which is Kip Rip Kirby.
Mhm.
And that line he continued until he tragically passed away in a car accident. But if you look at those um, illustrations from him, those are really amazing comic strips. So, if you have a chance, look them up. Go to your um, comic store if they have it, or if they don't have it, I'm pretty sure Amazon um, would have that as well. Um, Wally Wood was also known for Marvel's Daredevil. So he
Mm.
was one of the first ones as well. And a lot of his work he was also influenced by Alex Raymond, but he also did his own work um, that he did throughout the whole time. And let me see if I can remember. I know he worked on, let me see, Captain Marvel, I believe. And I know he did High Aces, Piracies, Tales of the Crypts, Weird Science. He was instrumental in getting that pushed forward. And then when he was working
And
with
who is this you're
DC,
talking about right now?
this is Wally Wood.
Bollywood. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. And I'm trying to think what other things he worked on, because he worked a lot of titles as well, because I think he did Challengers of the Unknown, the original run with Jack Kirby for DC. And then he worked for Marvel under its formal title, which is Atlas Comics. And
Hmm.
I think he did Mars Total Patrol, Thunder Agents, The Destructor, Jungle Gyms for Bollywood, and he's very amazing for that. Edgar Riceborough is it's definitely influential with world building, with you know colorful characters and all that. Yeah, and Wally Wood did Weird Science. as well.
Now, was Weird Science originally what? Was it originally a comic or something? Or
So Weird Science was originally a comic
okay,
book. It's I don't think it has any relation to the movie Weird Science.
okay,
It was kind of like another Tales of the Crypt kind of pulp
uh,
fiction
okay.
kind of
Forgive
deal.
my ignorance.
No problem.
This is why we usually have George here
Yeah.
to compensate for my ignorance in this area. Okay, so cool. Now, so your inspiration is coming from all sorts of places,
Right.
and where where are you guys in the whole process? Because I know you're eventually going to start crowdfunding. And by the way,
Hmm.
before we move on to that, can you tell us what's involved with the registration for your website right now? What are the benefits of people registering to your website?
Right. So registering on the website, which is www.denales.com or theimmortalmask.com, whichever you prefer, those two links will send you to the same page. They You sign up to the newsletter. All you have to do is just put your email address in there, and you're automatically sign up. So the next time I send out a newsletter, you'll receive any updates, information, and promotions that we are doing to the lead up to the campaign. And one of the first um, promotion we're doing is like anybody who signs up from since the beginning, since I launched to the moment I launched the crowdfunder, will receive an exclusive variant art trading card that I won't publish and I won't do anything more. These are just limited time. So if you sign up and the moment that I launch the campaign, that'll be the cutoff date, and everybody who sign up, if you buy just any perk level, you'll receive that trading card
Okay, cool. Wow.
for it. Yeah, and it'll be exclusive because I won't be printing any new ones after that. So
Okay. And let's just remind people that when they're going to, let's see, let me just show.
hmm
When you're going to theimmortalmask.com,
hmm
you are seeing this,
correct,
and the registration is right down here at the bottom.
correct.
Yeah, right here at the bottom. So, um, well, you're not seeing that on screen, actually.
There you
There
go.
you go. Right here at the bottom where the
All
mouse
right,
is.
right,
Yeah,
easy. You just type in your email address, hit submit, and you're in.
yeah. So I am registered and I'm getting your emails, and
hmm
it's fabulous. It's you guys are really starting to be really well organized, and I got to say congratulations to everything you're doing.
Well, thank you. It's wearing different hats.
What
So
what can you tell us about the two images here? One is the first. Tell us a little bit about first this street image on the cover, the immortal mask of the protagonist.
right. So this is the Immortal Mask, the one on the left. And these are basically displaying the street of Atlanta, and you are seeing the Immortal Mask basically materializing from the shadows. So you kind of see him kind of disappearing and appearing. So that's to indicate he's coming out of that. Awesome, XNR. I do really appreciate that. And it's basically displaying what the mood is. You know, it's very crime noir. It's action. It's thriller. It's mystery. Um, it's really that pulpiness that we're going for. And then the one on the left is actually the main heroine, which is Z.
Okay, so she's the main heroine, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so um, is she like a? I mean, I know you can't reveal too much, but is he a romantic interest of the hero?
Well, you got to read and find out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
But that's very she's very lively, let me just say that. She is very well drawn, and she looks very interesting.
thank you.
So, and I'm sure the Immortal Mask checks her out a little bit. So, let's see. Um, now, is she? I'm just going to ask away. You tell me whatever you can say,
Hmm.
okay? Because that's what we're here for. We're kind of like here
Sure,
to
absolutely.
speculate. Now,
Speculations.
does
I'm.
she? Yeah. Does she? She conveys to me kind of a being a bad girl a little bit. Is that am I right? Is she like I mean is she like kind of a Catwoman to the Immortal Mask or
Yeah, something like that. You can say that. You can.
okay.
Yeah, if you're getting those feelings, yeah, you're heading the
Okay.
right direction.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Um very interesting. Very interesting. Now, I love what you guys have done with the artwork. The background here on on all these images looks very realistic yet it almost feels, especially the street here. It almost feels real. It almost feels picture like. But I just love the artwork. I love what you guys have done.
Absolutely, it's a lot of layering. That's for sure.
Yeah, Kapla Bird of Prey
Bah.
and Kapla Axanar Comics. Um, I saw tonight. I saw Bird of Prey dancing in a video, and he had the moves. Bird of Prey had the moves in that dancing video. um, I think everybody here is sub to Bird of Prey and to Axanar, but if you're not, please do. And to Fortean. By the way, our friend Fortean is starting to put out some good content. Well, he's always had good content. He's starting to put out more. So everybody sub to Fortean if you can too. Um, so let's see. Before we go, before we want to go ahead and is there any? Are you going to give us any backstory prior to the release on the hero, or is that something that's just going to be in the book, or are you going to like give us a little bio on him?
Um, I think as we get closer, I'll start doling out more of a little bit of story. Right now, it's a little bit too early for that. I like to maintain the mystery and kind of let it unfold. For
Yeah.
that, kind of let you guys speculate what his background is. But I will say, because I have said it before, that this is a um, person, individual that has been discharged from the Vietnam War. So this is 1974.
Oh,
Uh,
he's been discharged from the Vietnam War.
mhm.
Okay, interesting.
So I'll put it. I'll just leave that dangling for you
Well,
guys.
that's a lot. You're giving us a lot with that. That's great.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah,
Denali.
yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, Ben. When you put out whenever you put out content and you post it on Twitter, tag us. We'll retweet and get and start. If you ever want to do that, absolutely, we will help get the word out. And so now I think that the image here. Let me see.
Hmm.
The other image I had before for you guys who were just coming in. This image that I had also put on the tweet. Um, this is oh, wait a second. Now, is there any significance to his glowing eyes, or is it just is it indicative of any superpower? His glowing eyes, or is it just kind of the mask itself?
It's part of the mask
Okay,
itself. Yeah,
intimidation.
intimidation. I mean, is it set? in the contemporary times. This story is set in 1974.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Wow. I know some people have asked me, "Hey, Chief Cook, is that Spawn?" You want to answer that?
That's the immortal mask, sir. But
no relation.
No relations.
Yeah, actually, if you look closely at his he's different. He's different.
Mm-hmm.
Look closely. Thank you, Adega, for posting these guys' YouTubes. Thank you. And I want to remind everybody to go and everybody who's just coming in here, if you haven't registered yet, to theimmortalmask.com and be on their mailing list. You should, because, and I'm posting it right here in the chat right now. You want to explain once more what what are they getting when they're registering?
So they're going to get an exclusive variant limited editional trading card that would be usable for the board game if they decide to purchase the board game during the campaign. I'm going to only run those for those who sign up and nobody else. And when I launch the campaign, that's basically the cutoff point. And so all those people who join up the newsletter, if you go ahead and purchase the book and board game, you'll get that limited edition card kind of deal.
Yeah. So everybody who's just coming in, make sure you're going to theimmortalmask.com and registering. And here is George Peter Gatsis. Hello, George Peter Gatsis.
Greetings.
Greetings.
What's going on?
How are you?
What's the conspiracy, fellas?
The conspiracy is that I'm trying to get as much information as I can from Dinale, and he gave us a big juicy nugget that he has been let go from the Vietnam War. Our hero has been let go from the Vietnam War, and it's set in 1974. So that's a big piece of information.
Jeez, I wish I knew.
And we haven't showed the trailer yet. So,
what? I thought it was. Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Well, we haven't showed that trailer yet. And hello, Joe. Ted Book Joe. Great, Ben. That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, much appreciated. Yeah. So when you start seeing the artwork, if you can show the website again.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Here you mean. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Let's see. So actually the actual website with the two covers, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Awesome. So to get an idea what the trading card looks like, it's going to be at the same level of quality as these covers. So it won't be anything less than this. So to expect what the trading card is, you're going to have art that looks like this.
Wow. And a couple minutes ago, we got Dinale to say that maybe she's kind of a bad girl. Maybe she has a bad side to her, but she's a good girl. She's a bad girl, but she's a good girl.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You're gonna have to decide as you read along.
You're gonna have to decide. Oh, okay, that's even better.
Yeah.
That's even better. Yeah. So I was just telling Dinale, George, that the artwork is exceptional. It's for somebody who is I am a layman for this, but I can definitely appreciate and tell what's quality stuff. And I love, by the way, I love this, Dinale. I love the lettering and the logo, the lettering, and like the mask is kind of in the O over there. I'm digging that. That's awesome.
Thank you. It was a lot of discussions back and forth with our letterer about it. And I also like the old idea of having the symbol of the belt be part of the O as well, because it just makes sense. It calls back to those old properties where you have
The belt, you said?
yeah, if you look at the belt, zoom
Okay.
into the belt.
On this image?
Yep.
Okay.
You see? Yes, that same symbol on the belt.
Here?
Yep.
Ah. Yeah. So there's some significance to the symbol.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the same symbol as on the logo.
Okay. I see. Same symbol as is up here.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Now,
that's significant. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
okay. Now, Lo, what can you tell us a little bit about the immortal mask? Like, I mean, if you had to tell us, if I asked the creator of Batman what Batman meant, he basically would say it was a guy who dressed up in a bat suit. And so let me ask the creator, Dinale, what does the immortal mask mean? Why is it immortal?
Because he never rests. He continues on fighting. This is you're literally asking me that question as the creator. The immortal mask is basically right there in the tagline. There is no rest for the immortal mask. He's a warrior that will continue on fighting. Forever.
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 Interesting. Ah. Okay. Well, that's all right. Well, that's powerful stuff. That's very interesting. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and show the trailer now that George is with us?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Let me make sure. Oh, I'm gonna have to mute you guys because I can't do it any other way right now. So I'm gonna mute you guys 1 sec. All right. All right. That is amazing. Wow. Did you guys hear that? Did you not hear that with sound?
No, they didn't hear what that sound.
Mike. All right. 1 second.
Sure.
I'm going to do that again, guys. Sorry, this jumped on me. All right. Now you guys can hear me. My bad. Here we go again. What was it? And I'm going to play that once more with sound. Looks fabulous. What was that? And I gotta say, Dinale, look at that beautiful stamp for your brand. That looks amazing. I love that stamp.
So do I.
That looks amazing. Wow. What did you guys in the chat think? Wow. They loved it. The 6 fan arts challenge, is that about you, Dinale, or has that been talking about something else?
I'm not sure. I think on Twitter, people's been posting up 6 fan art challenge to do fan art.
Oh, okay.
For the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's something definitely special about it for Tian. Wow, that looks amazing. By the way, I saw some crazy stuff in there. I did not see the first time around. I saw some crazy stuff, and let's just watch it again without George. This is a great trailer you put together. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Dinale is a very picky guy.
I am. We go through frame by frame.
Really? Wow. Very professional. Wow. I'm going to play it again if that's okay without the sound.
Absolutely.
And I want to guys, just take a close look at what's going on, because I just picked up something that I thought was crazy. Okay, here goes. It's very subtle, but I didn't see it the first time around. Wow. And in the poster there, it says crowdfunding starting soon. So we're going to ask you about that soon. But can anybody in the audience, can anybody in the chat tell me what's up? If they're seeing something funky with his hands? Does anybody in the chat see it? I'll play it again. Anybody in the chat see something crazy with his hands? All right, so I got to ask you, Dinale, what kind of superpowers does this guy have? He all of a sudden he has 2 guns. He just had 1, and now he's got 2. Tell us, what's that about?
Well, it's part of his part of the mask power to make things out of shadows. So you just saw an example of it.
He makes things out of the shadows?
Mm-hmm. So if you go back, see, look at his hand.
Yeah. Wow.
So it goes back into the shadows, and then he makes it.
Wow. That is very cool. Now, I'm just going to keep playing this a few times while we do this. Somebody asked, "Is this a Spawn fan film?" The Sentinel.
No, this is the Immortal Mask.
Yeah, Fortian. Fortian. He's literally pulling a gun out of thin air. So, is the mask itself giving the hero the ability to do this?
Well, all will be revealed. Well,
Oh, okay.
during
You can tell.
the story, yeah.
You tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to ask you questions. You say if you can answer. If you can't, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a cool design.
So to talk a little bit about design, it's a lot of old architectural design, all the way from Egypt.
From Egypt.
Yeah.
Really?
So if you look at it, it's actually Horus, the eyes of Horus, with the falcon head on top. It's the three part of the designs that makes a mask.
All right, like right there. So you're saying
Yeah.
that can you explain that then again?
So look at the eyes.
Yeah.
Those are the eyes of Horus and the eye of Ra. And then the top crown is the falcon. So this has a lot of symbology in there.
Oh. Now, the Horus is what
Deity of
it's a god. He's a god.
Yeah.
Okay. But you said both Horus and Ra though?
Correct.
Okay.
So Ra is another word for Osiris.
Ra is another word for Osiris. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
okay.
And that's a lot of information as well. So I'll just keep zip.
Wow.
On that.
Wow. Great. I'm feeling some Stargate vibes here, guys. That's pretty cool. That is great. Wow. That is great. I have done a lot of I've done a lot of writing myself in that area. Not anything I've released, but in that area of old artifacts and et cetera, et cetera. And George is giving us something to share here.
It's a tease for on the next trailer.
Oh, a tease on the next trailer.
The trailer. These are all teasers, and this is a tease regarding the actual trailer.
So I should share it, right?
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Does this look? This looks like like an engine of some sort.
Shall I zoom out?
Yes, please. Zoom out.
Wait a minute. I just want to get permission from the boss here.
Sure. Zoom out a little bit. See if he'll figure out just a little bit at a time.
How's that?
Oh, all right. Let me ask the chat. What does the chat think this is? George is working on. By the way, sometimes George and I have like meetings, and all I do is just watch George draw or do 3D design. It's actually kind of fun. But I haven't seen this. I don't know. So what is this, guys? What in the chat? Oh, now we see what it is. Oh, so he's a real badass. He's a motorcycle guy too.
Yeah, it took an old World War II motorcycle and it's getting heavily modified because this is going to feature prominence in the full on trailer that's going to be coming up next.
Oh wow! Is Rube Goldberg is that a motorbike or is that something else you were guessing, Ben? Oh, is that the bike from Terminator? Says Chief Cook.
No, the bike from Terminator is a modern bike, and this is an old World War II bike.
Is that the name of the? Is Rube Goldberg a motorcycle, or is that something else? No,
it's
okay.
It's one of those contraptions that goes into another contraption. Remember those sequence contraption, like you do a domino and it hits a little pin and it'll hit.
Oh,
that's what they're talking about.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks pretty cool, George.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben.
This is not final, but the effect of the, let's see, show the lights. Where are they?
Well, this seems like painstaking work, George, to be honest.
It is. Let's see if I hide the lights here. And there we go. This is what he's going to be riding. It's something like this.
Wow.
In the middle of the night. The trailer that's going to be coming up is going to hit so much nostalgia. People are going to be playing it over and over and over again.
Wow. And as you guys have seen, like I've seen George do his amazing, like he's working on the Orville Nation fan film, and it's painstaking work. Wow.
And just so you know, you in the chat and everybody around, that's this shape here, this shape here. These are the shapes that I use to modify and create all the pieces. This is a cube, or what was a cube.
Uh-huh.
In fact, this is what the shape actually looks like.
Ghost Rider style.
So this is what the shape looks like in its creation, and this is what it looks like in the final.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a lot of these shapes that you're going to see in this bike, don't exist in real life, which makes it that much more interesting.
Huh. That's interesting.
When the shadow rides like this.
Wow. That is interesting, George. There's more people coming in, so I'm gonna replay the trailer in a few minutes. Speaker of the Dead just saw a trailer. It looks awesome. Yeah, congratulations, George and Dinale, and that's an amazing.
Yeah, it's all Dinale. I'm just an art pencil, so to speak. If he knew how to model and animate, he would be doing it himself. And we all peasants would just be sitting back and watching him do whatever.
Thank you, George. Thank you for putting up with my nitpicking.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Nice murder cycle.
Myrtles. But hopefully all these trailers that we're putting out, the images. I'm gonna unbox my British laptop.
Oh, you got your laptop. You got your laptop. That's awesome. Guys, everybody, for Tian is going to be having his new channel He's going to be ramping up with his new computer. So go check his channel out.
Right on.
Yeah, I could sit here and watch George do this all day, and I have actually.
But basically, with the whole old school stuff, it's really telling solid storytelling that's kind of fun, exciting, dramatic.
Denali, I want some 21st century politics put into it. I can't just have regular storytelling.
No
political agendas.
No political agendas. It's here to entertain.
To entertain? Wow.
Yeah.
What a novel idea. Oh, close.
Yeah.
Who would thunk it?
Who would thunk it? I'm here to
no commentary on political leaders, no commentary on our society, no commentary. No?
Nope. If you feel like you have something to take out of the story that's meaningful to you, that's something that's between you and yourself. Basically, I don't put any politics in my story. What I do put in is good storytelling that are basically primordial to human nature, the human condition, and it's stories that are kind of timeless. And that's my projection and my level that I'm trying to push.
And that's such a great word. You said timeless. That's great.
Right. So, and this is a timeless character. It's been designed from the very beginning to be timeless. And one of the things that made, like Spider-Man, Captain America, Superman, those kind of characters, it's that timeless quality. That's why we keep purchasing a lot of those comic books, because when we were growing up, there was no agenda to be had except, be decent to another person, do the right thing, do your part to make the world a better place. It's only really since the 90s where they started deconstructing the characters that this nihilistic version of all these characters started to being. And you kind of saw that with the collapse of the comics back in 98. And now we have the total collapse of the comic because nobody's buying anything. That shows how fragile the whole system was, that it was on, basically a flick of the finger and the whole thing collapsed. So, so really, this whole situation really showed the mainstream comic couldn't really hide behind everything is fine. Everything's not going to be fine anymore. It's guaranteed after this situation ends that if Diamond comes back, and that's a big if, it's not going to be the only distributor. They're going to, if you only had 2,000, here's the thing that people didn't realize, that Diamond before leaked how many active clients they had, which was around 2,000 stores. And I can guarantee you in the last 4 weeks, about a third of those have just closed shop because they couldn't run business. And another third of those are going to get out of business. So what you're going to be left is basically those stores that can adapt to the changes. And we're not basically, they had other merchandises besides comics to sustain them. But yeah. And I'm, again, with my story with the Immortal Mask, it's really, standing up for what's right because you choose to. It's a choice. You can choose to let people do evil thing, or you can choose to look away, or you can choose to stand up and do the right thing. Everything's always about choice. And that's something that creators has forgotten about current superheroes. Superheroes aren't super because they fight people. Superheroes are superhero because they choose to do the right thing despise personal sacrifice. And that's something that they lost track of with this whole, a lot of the political agendas they've been doing, whether it's identity or progressivism. When you're putting agenda, they're no longer those archetypal heroes that inspire. They just become another propaganda tool, and you demean that because a lot of these superhero comic book is our modern mythologies. So, and this is
go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I kind of it motivated me to stand up and say, no, I'm going to bring back what we are losing, because we need to regain the past in order to move forward to the future. So the Immortal Mask, kind of my idealized embodiment of that we have to look in the past, maintain those traditions of the past, so our future generation can continue being renewed forward.
That's true. I like that. I like what you're saying, Dinale. As you were talking, so all of this is a return to basics for you artistically, values. Everything seems to be a return to basics for you. Am I reading it?
Correct. Because if you don't have a strong foundation, how can you move forward to experiment? It's like asking a swordsman, how did he become a master swordsman? He said, well, I train the basic form 1,000 times a day for 1,000 days, kind of deals. And if you don't have that basic foundation, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to fall if you try to do something weird. And that's what's been happening. A lot of these creators have forgotten the foundational basis of what these characters are, because either it wasn't translated over, they're not really interested in that storytelling, or they see it as something else.
Lately they've been seeing it as a tool for political commentary, which is very unfortunate.
Right. And it's kind of unfortunate because a lot of those political commentary is basically poor imitations of the better story writers like Alan Moore, Frank Miller, and some other great writers that were able to deconstruct but reconstruct them at the same time. See, what people don't really get with those stories, and they just imitate. They see, there is a deconstruction of these characters to understand the underlying pinning. And that's what the objectives of those stories were, like the Watchmen or the first Batman's first year or the Long Halloween, kind of those deconstructed stories or the Dark Knight Return is a deconstruction of the character to understand the underlying essence of those characters. But there's still some respect for those characters. And a lot of people took the success, deconstruction, and didn't understand the whys. They only saw the results of what happens, and they kind of try to do with it without understanding why they were deconstructing those characters.
So Dinale, I want to replay the trailer because a few people have come in. So I'm going to mute you guys again. Now I'm going to play it again twice. Okay. And we'll be right back. Okay. So we have to use the, unfortunately I have to do this through the speakers of the computer. So here we go. We're going to watch the latest teaser trailer for the Immortal Mask. If I put up the sound, let's see. We're going to play that one more time. And for those of you who are just joining us, I do want you. I'm gonna ask you guys to watch this one more time and watch this one more time and watch his hands. You've just seen this for the first time. Watch his hands. Okay. So, yeah, that was a great trailer put together by George Peter Gatsis and Dinale. And George did the technical work on it. And for those of you just joining us, we were discussing it before. And if you saw in his hands, we were asking Dinale, how is he materializing this second pistol in his hands, revolver in his hands, and it's Denali says one of his superhero powers is to take things out of the shadow. He just creates stuff out of the shadows. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, definitely cool.
Jeff just came in. He just saw it. He liked it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. This is just a hint of what's coming, guys. Looks amazing. And you want to talk to us a little bit about what we see there in the background, Dinale, about the commentary about crowdfunding coming soon.
Right. So
we see right there on the poster.
Yep. So it's definitely coming soon. Eccentric. Is there a context we should know, like the relationship between it?
Yeah. Philip wasn't here when you talked about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So she's this is Z, the main heroine of the story. So keep an eye out on her because she'll be featured a lot. But yes, to answer your question, the crowdfunding soon. Basically, we are slowly starting to gear up to bring the campaign. There's still some milestones that we have to accomplish before we're ready to launch the campaign. Plus, we're seeing how this situation with the situations going on, because I'm not sure. With
yeah,
YouTube.
You can say I don't think it. Well, yeah, whatever. But we all know what's going on.
Yeah, YouTube is a little finicky about which channel can say or not. Yeah. So with the situation that's going on, how people are feeling confident about, purchasing stuff from crowdfunding. So we're also monitoring that. And the moment we have everything lined up and people are still happy to continue purchasing stuff from crowdfunding, we'll launch the thing and we'll head there. So that's our current goal. And to help us with that, to help us in the journey is, signing up at dinales.com and registering for the newsletter.
So, yeah, everybody register. And I'm putting up the website again. Everybody register out the website. And, but let me ask you one thing, Dinale. Is this are you? I assume. Oh, it's my understanding that you are kind of following the George Peter Gatsis business model. George Peter Gatsis has been kind of independently functioning for the last 30 years without being part of the established system, right?
Right.
Is that you're kind of following that independent business model?
Yeah. So if stores wants to buy the book directly from us, we can do that. If you want to buy through crowdfunding, we can do that. We do that independence where we're not tied to Diamond. We're not tied to one certain printer that everybody use. We have, our own chain and our own connections to do all this.
And for a couple of people who just walked in, can you just can you tell them again what they're getting when they're registering on the website?
So for those who sign up and end up purchasing the one of the perks on the campaign when we launch, you'll get a limited exclusive variant trading card that's usable for the game board that we will also be including for the campaign. And it's only for the people who signs up. It's not going to be given out to anybody else. And the cutoff date is the date when we release, when we launch the campaign. So I won't be printing any new ones. So those who sign up and end up purchasing will receive them. I'll connect their email with the email to their perk and crowdfunding contribution and say, hey, I connected it. Is this you? And if you confirm yes, then congratulations, you'll get the limited variant edition of a trading card. That's totally be usable for the game, or you can show off. But the artwork won't be any less than what you're seeing on the screen.
Okay. And so that's the image that you have on the screen is the website, guys. And if you scroll right below those two pictures, that's where you register. So, and okay, great. And in honor, I do want this to be about Dinale, but in honor of, I do want to also recognize George's work. And in a few minutes, we'll replay that concept trailer for the Orville Nation fan film. George has worked very, very hard, and here we see George is even working while he's talking to us. What are you working on, George?
I'm not talking. I'm working. I'm trying to keep up with Dinale's demands. I'm telling you, the guy's a slave driver.
Oh, yeah.
If I was in a third world, people would be petitioning for me to get money. And stuff. But since I'm not in the third world, people are not going to go, oh, that poor George. Let's kumbaya and raise some money for him.
There's no sweatshops in Canada, huh?
No, there's not.
Well, except for Denali's sweatshop in Ontario, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's farmed out his production to Canada. He's gotten away with it so far.
Can you tell us what we're looking at, or can you not tell us? What we're looking at?
I'm doing the mask symbol in the back of the bike.
Okay. I thought it was the mask symbol. Yeah.
Yeah. So when the last thing a villain would see when they're chasing him is the symbol of the immortal mask.
Wow.
Okay. Did I say something about the trailer? Of course, there's a chase. It's a bike, for crying out loud. Just saying.
Wow. Or the crew working on Star Trek Discovery. Philip.
So you see, just these are shapes that make up that will make up the eventual symbol that you see.
Hey, Philip, I gotta say this. Sorry, guys, I just got a comment. I gotta say this to Philip. Philip, what if they hire you to be on Star Trek Discovery? Does that mean you're not going to be able to badmouth them anymore? What if they hire you, dude? What are you going to do? Not being able to speak your mind. You'll have to turn it down. Looks like Cara del. Yeah, you think so, speaker? You think so? Let's see. Interesting. Interesting. Now, George, how long did it take you to make this trailer, for example, the one we just watched?
About 2 weeks, a little longer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it started off with some notes, and then doing a rough animation, and then polishing it up frame by frame. His movement is too fast or his movement's too slow. Yeah, just the usual, the boss over your shoulder kind of thing.
Hey, Tyrone. Guys, Tyrone has just come in from Australia. And because our friend Tyrone has just come in, we're going to have to show that trailer one more time so he can see it because he hasn't seen it. So we're going to show the teaser one more time. And yeah, I'm going to mute you guys. I'm going to show the teaser one more time. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So this is the teaser, the new teaser for the Immortal Mask. Tyrone and a few other people just walked in. Alrighty. Let's see. And I'm going to play this one more time, guys. And take a good look at his hands, by the way. Alrighty. Wow. Every I see it, I love it more, George. Every time I see it, I love it more. Yeah. So, yeah, Tyrone. So, and there's two other people who just came in. So, yeah. So that's the new trailer for the Immortal Mask. And if you haven't registered yet for the Immortal Mask, for the 3 people who just come in, if Jonathan Frakes can work on Discovery, I think I'll think about it. That's true. That's true, Philip. Yeah.
Well, technically, he was working and directing some episodes of Discovery, but it's neither here or there.
So go to theimmortalmask.com and I'm going to put that link up again. If you go to theimmortalmask.com, guys, theimmortalmask.com, you're going to get, what do they get for registering at theimmortalmask.com, Dinale?
So they will be eligible to receive a limited edition variant trading card with slick artwork that's no less than the cover artwork that was shown. And they're only limited because only the people who sign up to the newsletter will receive it when they go ahead and purchase from the campaign when we launch later on this year. Or depending on how the situation goes. But when we launch the campaign, that's it. Only those people who sign up, we have your email address. And if you use the same email, we could say, tie it in and say, here you go. Here's your limited edition, which will be packaged up to it.
Now I got to ask you because before you mentioned the board game a couple of times. What is that about? What is this board game about?
Well, that's something still under wraps, but there is a board game tied to this Immortal Mask, the Immortal Mask board game. And it's very interesting because it's a unique system that I'll release later on more information as we get closer to the launch of the campaign. But for right now, it's for those who know about the board game and what's about, they're very excited about it. So, and I'm, until everything comes out of the oven, ready, set, I'll keep it. I'm just wafting the nice smell from the ovens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrone, are you talking about you're gonna register, or are you talking about the poster in the background when you're saying you're gonna tap that? Is that are you talking about the poster in the background, Tyrone? Oh, sorry. It's just so I'm sorry, Denali. That board game is going to be something. Is it going to be available for the holidays, for Christmas, and for the holidays in general?
That's our current goal, but situation changes, so I'm trying not to put a timeline in it. So when you say package, is that printed, posted, hard copy, or digitally printed? It will actually be a card. So it's not going to be a digital copy. It's actually a card that you can hold in your hand. Yeah.
Well, okay, Tyrone. Yeah. She's a cute drawing. I tell you that. Don likes it. Don, did you just come in after the trailer, or did you see the trailer, the new teaser that we just showed? Did you see the new teaser? And I do want to go because I do want to showcase. I mean, we want to showcase Dinale, but we want to also showcase part of his team, which is doing the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to showcase George's work in general. And so we're going to quickly show the trailer the concept trailer that George did for the Orville Nation fan film as well. So I'm going to go play that one sec. And while I bring that up, we can just watch George at work. You know what, Dinale? I mean, Don, I'm sorry. Don, I'm just going to play that without music real quick so you can just see the trailer while I search for the other material that we're going to play. So this is the new teaser trailer that we just watched a few times.
Yep. You can find the Orville Nation fan trailer on George Peter Gatsis' YouTube channel. He has that posted up if you.
Great. Thanks. Yeah, I'm going to pull it from there. Yeah, so this is the new teaser that George Peter Gatsis put out for Dinale Comics, and the artwork and George's adaptation to 3D imaging was fantastic. Wow! And I'm just going to let that. I'm going to let Don watch that, and anybody else watch that one more time. And real quick, Denali is so Denali gave us a little bit of a juicy tidbit today, which was that the Immortal Mask is a Vietnam veteran, and I did want to ask, and you can tell me or not tell me, or not tell us, but does he suffer any PTSD or does he suffer any trauma from Vietnam?
Well,
and you cannot answer that if you want. You can just say, I'm not going to answer that. That's okay.
No, I'll go with my standard. You got to read and find out.
There you go. Okay. There you go. All right. Let's see. We're going to play George Peter Gatsis. Gatsis? Is that the right way to say it, George? Gatsis?
It sounds right.
Is that acceptable? George Peter Gatsis' trailer for the let's see. Okay.
I usually say George Peter Greek salad.
George Peter Greek salad. Let's see. Oh, I got to pull this up. Wait, I got to put this up in a certain way for us to listen to it. Although the music for this is not really essential. But the trailer's on the Dinale trailer is also on here. On your okay, I didn't realize that.
I just brought it out. I just made it public since you've been playing the trailer now.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So let's see if this will work. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer for all right, let's see if this works, and you guys let me know if you can hear. Yeah, okay. Let me alrighty. Denali, tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
No.
No? All right. Okay. Well, let's just play it anyway.
Sure.
So this is the new trailer, concept trailer for the Orville Nation fan film that George Peter Gatsis is working on. And that looks pretty cool. It's amazing. Look at that. Look at that rotating space station, that ship. And my internet is a little sluggish. That sequence that we're watching is very quick. Look at this astronaut. I love the astronaut, George.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got like some bionic eyes or something, or lenses or something. Wow.
I like the homage to the Battlestar Galactica 1970s version with the helmet.
I know, right? I was thinking that the first time I saw it too. Wow. Look at that, George. That's fantastic. Wow. That looks so cool, George. And that looks amazing. And while we talk, I'm just going to play it one more time while we keep talking. Um, so, wow. Yeah. Isn't that cool, Philip? That looks cool. That looks very cool. Yeah. You guys are.
Doom, 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 doom. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Wow. That looks like Mars.
Yeah.
That looks.
What I like is when the ship hits a little bit of the sand, you have a little bit of the
I know.
collision right
That was a nice little effect there.
there. Mm-hmm.
And this sequence, my internet is sluggish, but this sequence, when the internet is working perfectly, it's the ship skimming over the terrain is just amazing. George, did you repurpose this ship from did you do this Kurtzman style and repurpose, or did you make this ship yourself?
No, that's cobbled together from a whole lot of pieces to make an original ship.
Wow.
If I had to sit there and try to guess what kind of ship it would be and stuff like that, it would be a it would be a headache. So I mishmashed a whole bunch of different pieces, like
Yeah.
a F-17 and stuff like that, and like merged them or melded them together, and ended up creating that. It's it's old school, quick and the old quick and dirty gag that you would do old school, except
Yeah.
since you're using a computer with all this modern technology, the word quick and dirty kind of disappears real fast, and it just is quick and slick.
Good night, Philip. Good night, Trey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so instead of getting car model parts on top of an airplane model, it's now just digitalized cobbledness.
Yeah. Look at that image.
It's like what they did with Star Wars. They took a whole bunch of kits, model kits of what we call battleships and tanks and stuff like that, and they ended up creating a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, George, this image is awesome. You can make a movie poster right here from this image. Wow. So, I'm going to grill Dinale for a little bit more. See what we can get from him.
Sure. You can't see it, but I'm just smiling throughout the time.
Okay. Let's see. So, Mr. Dinale,
Yes.
as we watch George work on the trailer for the Immortal Mask. Do we know where? Oh, we know it's. Did you say it's like Atlanta based?
Correct. It's in
okay.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay, so it's in the metropolis of Atlanta.
Correct.
The Atlanta metropolitan area.
Correct.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That is pretty cool.
There's a lot of stories to be mined there. This is it's a serialized story, but it can read standalone kind of deal. So I do, like you asked me earlier, do I have a lot of stories worked out? What's my plan for this? And we were talking briefly before we started that I have up to 10 volumes worth of story already outlined. 15 of them are highly detailed
Okay.
of them, and that comprises of the first volume. So if you can consider each volume is about 15 stories. This first story, we're looking about 48 to 64 pages, but it can easily double that just for the amount of content I've written. So we're kind of, it's the part of writing and then adapting into a comic books format. It's always been a tricky place, and that's the thing we're looking for. So when people keep asking me, how many pages it's like, well, the number of pages is whatever the story requires. So it might be less or it might be more for it. So that's what we're still looking at.
Okay.
Because just recently we had to break apart a sequence into 4 more pages. It expanded just because it needed that breath of moment and for the pacing and the action to be broken up, to give an example. So if I'm not really clear, it's because the story, we're looking at each sequence and seeing, does this work? Is this page okay? And if it is, then we go to the next process and do it over again. So we look at each panel, each line, each figure, and we give everything is done by purpose, where there's no mistakes that we leave there. And if you think he is a mistake or a goof, it's actually an Easter egg, or it's something, hey, maybe you should investigate a little bit further about it.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and that's what George was saying, is I have that because I'm that old school kind of way. I like when he was showing this trailer, we were going frame by frame by frame. And I've been saying, should we move the arm like this and the arm like that? Should we, move it a little bit faster or a little slower? And we're going frame by frame, to the point he said, Dinale, I'm going to go to sleep. You're just rambling. But it's that attention to detail, that I'm very focused about. And I think that's what the freedom of independence allows me to do, because if I'm doing the work, I want it the quality. I want when people buy my book, I want them to be confident, like, okay, this is a Denali product. This is 110% hard work, full detail. You're getting your money's worth. I don't want you to receive the book in the mail or a product in the mail from me and feel disappointed that, I wasted the money. I want you to, look at it. You're looking at it, you're reading it, and you always pick up something new that you missed in the first reading. And that's the level of details that we're putting into it. That, there's a lot of things like right now. Best example is you watched the trailer the first time, but you missed the little animation, the hand, the second time. And
I missed it the first 3 times I watched it.
And that's perfectly all right. That's actually good, because that will allow you to continue and look back again and say, I read the story. Let me look at it again. Let me just look at the pictures, and you'll get something new out of that. Let me look at something else, and you'll get something else new of that. So it's always layers that we're putting in everything. Everything has meaning. You may not get the meaning at that precise moment, but later on it'll make more sense and more clear. And sometimes it's very obvious, sometimes it's very subtle, sometimes you have to see groups of things come together to see all of it. So and that's something that if I was working with like DC or Marvel, they would be saying, no, you got to pump this out and not give your best work. With like I said, being independent, I make my own time frame and I make my own decision, and I craft it. It's a crafted work that I can be proud of when I, start delivering. So, and that's something that I want to say. You'll get a quality work from me when you purchase my products.
Okay. Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, that um, we've seen a decline of a lot of quality in comics. And I mean, I didn't really, I noticed it a little bit, but George really, getting, since George has been exposing me more to stuff, I've been able to notice more things. And I've been noticing that yeah, the quality of some of the products that's coming out is just okay. We can just say that it's just okay.
All right.
And so the quality of what we're seeing with what we've seen so far is fabulous.
All right. So just to say from another person, not my own say, but it fits for this sentiment. It's that today's creators are fans, not professionals.
Yeah.
And to kind of break it down a little bit further, what I mean by that, and what and why I have said it in that way, which was told to me by another creator, is the creators of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They were professional. This was a job.
And Dinale, I'm going to let you continue, but I just want to tell Jet, who just came in, I'm going to replay this. I'm going to replay this new teaser trailer, Jet, so you can watch it while we listen to Dinale. Go ahead, Dinale. Sorry.
Sure, absolutely. So basically, the creators, the golden age that a lot of people harken back to, like Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, I keep going back to those guys, as well as Stan Lee. They were professional. They were there to tell a great story, to entertain, and everything that they did was story based, driven, character based. And they didn't do it at the expense of the stories. And they focus on doing a great product, because if they don't do a great product, then they will fall like other publishers before them. Because before the whole diamond came in and the direct market came in, a lot of these comic books publishers were doing newsstands, and they were returnable, so they were losing a lot of money. So they couldn't afford, giving shoddy product at that time. The people that came into the 90s are fans of those creators. The 2000s, the same thing, 90s, 2000s, and even now of the 2010s, they were all fans of those creators, meaning they come in with the mentality, I'm going to tell a kick-ass story of my own fan fiction that's, the Superman of what I want, instead of what the Superman actually is.
Yeah.
Meaning they didn't, and that is where it slowly started breaking apart, because you weren't telling characters that were aligned to what the character essence is. They weren't custodians. These were more short. These were official fan fiction, for all the lack of better words. And that's where, today's creators are fans, not professional, comes into play.
Yeah. Jet says it's off the hook.
Thanks.
It is off the hook, Jet. Wow, look at that. It is off the hook, Jet. Yeah.
And if you notice it, every frame you can just, I could take a screenshot and make a poster out of it.
Very true. Yeah, I was just saying that before. Yeah, you can take almost any frame out of George's work, and you can make a poster out of it. Totally. This will make a great poster right here.
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, guys, George Peter Gatsis consults with creators, with writers and cartoonists and inkers and everybody. and George kind of shows them how to do the independent model, and not have to depend on anybody else. And George has been doing that for 30 years. So, George is working with. I know George is working with a lot of people in our space, in our community, and in our greater community. So, if anybody ever, is thinking about those creative possibilities, George is the guy to talk to. And Dinale's Twitter, guys, if you are not following Dinale on Twitter, please do. And I'm going to put up his Instagram as well. Let's see, where's Denali's Instagram? And I'm sorry, was the last thing you gave me, Dinale? Is that your YouTube channel?
Right.
Okay, that's your YouTube channel.
Yep. Denali's Comics. Yep.
Denali's Comics. Okay.
Yeah. So I need another 94 subscribers, and then I can change it to Denali's Comics instead of the long.
Oh, and did you just start that?
Yeah, I just started that. I'm slowly posting all the trailers up as well, and when I have some breathing room, I'll start posting up comments and analysis of news and everything that's been going on as well.
Make sure you tag me on any Twitter posts you do, and I'll retweet and stuff.
Awesome. I will certainly do that.
So everybody sub to Denali's YouTube. How you doing, George?
I'm good. I'm feeling fine. I'm ready to go.
Let's see what George is up to. Good night, Adega. Oh, there is he. Good night, Adega. Thanks for hanging in. Have a good night, my friend.
Peace.
You are awesome, Adega. We love you. We love you, Adega. So everybody, don't forget to sub to Denali's YouTube. And George, what we're watching George do here is he's working on the full length trailer for the Immortal Mask. That's what he's doing right now. Great, awesome, thanks, Jet. So Jet has subbed.
Thank you so much, Jet.
Jet is a great guy from our community, and I want to just acknowledge that Jet was the person who suggested that we bring Alan Dean Foster to our channel.
Absolutely incredible. Incredible suggestion.
Yes. Great suggestion, Jet.
Yeah. And I was able to talk to him on George's channel at his show as well.
Exactly. So, yeah. You guys had him on George's channel.
Yep. That was a cool experience.
What an inspiration he is, really.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I should probably say that I am going to do very soon, maybe sooner than I anticipated. Mm-hmm. I am going to be doing on Orville Nation a read through of Alan Dean Foster's treatment script for episode 9. He wrote a treatment script for episode 9, and he was pretty much ignored by Disney and Lucasfilm.
Thank you.
Joe, have a great day at work or a good night at work wherever you are, and thanks for joining us, Ted Book Joe. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Don, for subbing.
Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated.
Oh, heading over to Bounding. Yeah, you guys have a stream now. We will be over there. I will be over there in a little bit watching you guys. Good night, Don. Oh, you missed George's show? The one on George's channel?
It's there. They can go and check it out.
Yeah, it's there actually. Yeah, it is there on George's channel. And and Denali's trailer is up there too as well. So any hold on, guys. I'm sorry. All right. Any final thoughts, Denali, on everything we've? Any final comments you want to make?
Well, first, thank you for having me on your stream and promoting my work. I know that you've been using the trailers as commercial breaks, so I do greatly appreciate that as well. So I'm honor for that.
Yeah, we have. That's right. We have.
I'm definitely, there's a lot of work in the pipeline for the Immortal Mask. There's a lot of stories in the pipeline as well that I'm waiting for. I'm excited for this project. As I'm showing more and more, hopefully people are excited along with me with the project.
Very excited, Dinale. Very.
This next trailer is going to be a long trailer. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be one of George's best work yet. He's going to bring it to another level, and I'm thankful for that. I'm optimistic of that the comic book industry, whatever the form is going to remain. And it's a new paradigm shift, and we're at the transition period from the old to the new. And as you mentioned, it's back to the basics. So, this is my kind of stamp to saying I'm here. Here's the Immortal Mask. That's my first offering.
Well, let me just make sure I point out that Jet is also going to be streaming. And I will check you out, Jet, in a little while. Awesome. George, I want to say thank you for letting us watch you work.
You're welcome. I know it's been a privilege and an honor to watch me.
It has. It actually has. It has.
I want to thank Dinale for bringing me onto his project. At first, it was just, can you do a 3D model of my characters? Here's the stuff that my art team has done. I looked at it. I go like, wow, okay, yes, absolutely. And then it just slowly built up from there. It's exciting.
Absolutely. And he's also doing the figurines, and those figurines look awesome. But I gotta wait. I gotta wait till the master's done.
George, do you want to answer that question?
What's the question? See, when you render this, is it 24 frames like theatrical, or do you do 6? No. Actually, it's a great question. What I do is I render at 30 frames, and I actually slow it down to 15. So it's a very unusual process. Not a lot of people do this kind of technique. You see, the character of the mask is a very what's it called? He's a very kind of Doctor Strange-ish and the shadow-ish kind of figure when he's in the mask. When he moves, you sort of get that kind of angst feeling, kind of weird feeling when you see him move, and you don't know what it is. Well, I actually project that kind of subconscious feeling when I animate him and render him at 30 frames a second, but then I pull it back So if I say I do a 10-second animation at 30 frames a second, I pull it to 15 frames a second, it becomes a 20-second animation. But then when you actually see it animate, just like you see in the teaser tonight, you don't know. There's something in the back of your head. Is he moving? I mean, it looks like he's moving correctly. It looks like he's, stepping forward. He's picking up the gun, stuff like that. But you don't get a sense of there's something off. Well, that offness is that the frame rate is slower. The slower the frame rate, the more ghostly the impression of the figure becomes. It's a very subtle, manipulative thing that they do in production, in conveying feelings without actually expressing it in words. It's a visual thing. It's really great. Has it been done before? Yes, here and there, but it's in the old days it was very hard to do. So you would get those real quick movements and flashes and stuff like that, and sort of like a scratch. Like you're playing a record and you're scratching it, and the character's moving like their movements are like scratchy. But since you got a computer and you're able to control all of that to the fine details, you can actually really change the way people look at something just by changing the frame rate.
Alrighty.
And that's why at the end you see the film. It's not actually playing backwards. I mean, he literally walks his steps back, but he walks his steps back with two full guns instead of one gun halfway. It becomes two guns in the back step. He's walking back with two full guns as he exits the frame. So it gives you that specter kind of ghostly effect. See,
my internet is a little choppy. Otherwise, it would look smoother.
Well, after the show, they can replay the show, or they can go to the Dinale's website.
Yeah.
And they'll see the trailer, and then they'll understand. What I said, they'll understand much better.
Yeah, it doesn't look at all like it doesn't look like you rewinded it. It looks like he's walking back. Yeah. Oh wait, I goofed. There we go. Well, on that note, gentlemen, I need to wrap things up.
Sure.
But I want to say, Dinale, it's always an honor it's always an honor when you're here. And please use me for tagging me on whatever to get the stuff out. And I think let's leave up Denali's cool stamp in the background for saying goodbye. And it's just an honor to be here with you and George. George is amazing, and you're amazing, and thanks for this special treat that you're giving us. One day there's going to be a Dinale movie in the theaters based on your comics, and we got to get the first look at it. So thank you, Dinale.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and thanks, PJ, to you and to the community that you've built, and the platform that you have, and your ongoing commitment to entertain the audience. I mean, this is one of the main reasons that we're hanging out with you, and
absolutely,
and we're bringing the stuff to show, in your platform. You're maintaining a schedule. You're having fun. You're bringing in so many wide-ranging people. It's truly a community.
Well, thank you, George.
Around Orville Nation.
It's with you guys, it's fun, man. And as long as it's fun, I'm all for it. All right, guys. Well, I want to say goodnight to Jet, to Don, to Joe, to everybody, Adega, everybody, Trey, Tyrone, everybody who's been in here, Speaker, everybody who's been in here tonight, guys. Thanks a whole bunch, Philip. Thanks a whole bunch, and George and Denali. Let's another update soon, please.
Absolutely.
Oh, Nanette. All right, Nanette. Listen, I'm gonna play this once more for you because we're about to cut off. Nanette, we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this teaser trailer once more, okay? Because we're about to sign off. Let's see. No sound on this one. So this is the new teaser trailer for the Immortal Mask, Nanette. We're about to. We are about to sign off, and if you haven't registered for to be on the mailing list for Denali, anybody who hasn't, just please go to theimmortalmask.com where you will be able to. And what are they getting again for
signing up? Well,
for registering?
Sure. So they'll be eligible for a limited variant trading card that's usable for the board game when they purchase or back one of the perks on the campaign when we launch. This is only exclusive to those who register to the newsletter, and this card won't be printed elsewhere. So it won't be printed as part of the campaign. This is just a pre-campaign promotion, and that's the only time frame. The moment I launch it is that the campaign is the moment I cut it off, and only those who had registered to the newsletter are those who are going to receive the card. So you would definitely have an exclusive trading card.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much again, George and Denali. And good night to Nanette, to Louise, to Jeff, to Jet, to everybody who's been in here. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe.
Peace.